So I'm home from the park and I finished Blue Horses. Basically I loved it. I'm not entirely sure I can form any coherent thoughts about it. It might just be my favourite collection of poetry that I've ever read. Along with Don't Call Us Dead by Dennis Smith. Oof. It's just so joyful. It's just filled with absolute just joy. I don't know how else to describe it. It celebrates the kind of joy that recognises that there is darkness in the world and that, you know, that the joy is temporary, but still chooses to like revel in it anyway. It celebrates that choice to appreciate things and love things deeply and create things. Reading about the kind of, you know, different aspects of nature while in, you know, surrounded by beautiful trees in one of my favourite places in London. Would highly recommend. Yeah, I think this is a book that you want to read outside on a summer day. It's just, oh. This fulfills 2 of my prompts now. 2 more prompts done. 3 books finished. 4 prompts completed. This one is The Colour of My Birthstone and Read a Book Completely Outside of Your House. I didn't do an update yesterday because honestly I didn't do much. It was a kind of nothing day, which is fine. But this morning I finished 2 books. I finished Persepolis. Yeah, I really liked it. It was really, really good. I loved how it juxtaposed the kind of, you know, the brutality of the war in Iran in kind of beginning of the 80s, and also growing up as a child in that time and kind of, you know, almost making light of it as a kid. That just sort of made it feel like so much more human. The art is really understated but really beautiful. So there are certain bits where it suddenly becomes really kind of metaphorical and striking. So this bit is about fleeing from bombers, and you can see the kind of combination of a journey and fire, and it's just little bits like that. It's really beautiful. Yeah, I loved how it explored being an immigrant who then returns and kind of feeling out of place in Europe and also Iran, and kind of, you know, a dislocated person between those 2 places. I thought that was really interesting and really well done. So yeah, that was a really good one. I'm really glad I read it. It was really educational and insightful about something that I really didn't know much about. So yeah, and I gave that 4 stars. I just listened to literally the last 15 minutes of Sense and Sensibility just now while doing my makeup, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I gave that one 3 stars. I love her style of writing about her characters in a kind of, you know, in a way that she just sort of jabs at them gently. So I've read 5 books. 5 books. I finished 5 books. And I'm very impressed with myself, I'll be honest. The plan for the rest of the day is go and have a little wander around. I'm also gonna go buy some books because I want to. The only book I've left to read now is Freshwater. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll find out. So I went to Waterstones Piccadilly with the absolutely massive one, and I also went to Hatchards on Piccadilly because I've never been there, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Both of them were quite quiet, which was nice, so I felt like I kind of could sit, you know, browse around a little bit without being like bombarded with people. So I got firstly Revenge by Yoko Ogawa. I read The Housekeeper and the Professor by this author last year sometime, and I loved it so much. It was so weird and quiet and kind of darkly beautiful. It was just amazing and totally my thing, so I'm really excited about this. Secondly, I got The Tidal Zone by Sarah Moss. I read Ghost Wall at the beginning of last year, I think, or this year, last year, and absolutely loved it. I didn't love it as much at the time, but it's really stuck with me. So yeah, this is another one of her novels that I really want to read. Lastly, from Waterstones, I got There by Tommy Orange, which is a book about a collection of people going on their way to a powwow, and it's sort of about, like, you know, why they're all going there and their backgrounds, and I think, you know, it's just a character study about Native American community, and I'm into that shit. And then I went down the street to Hatchard's and had a little mooch around there, and I got Convenience Store Woman. So this is about a woman who works in a convenience store, as you might have guessed, and she really likes it there and is really satisfied with her life, even though lots of people in her life keep telling her that she shouldn't be. And then I got, lastly, from Hatchard's, I got Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde, because, I mean, Audre Lorde is just, you know, one of those people I feel like you just have to read something by, and this is a kind of, yeah, collection. It says a collection of her essential prose, so I thought this would be a good place to start. Also, this cover is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. Yeah, so that's my book haul for today. I'm very excited about it. I haven't been on a kind of big bookshop crawl for a while, so this was exciting, and it was nice just to kind of go and browse. Also, while I was out, I started reading Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi, which is the last book that I have to read this week. I'm absolutely dazzled at myself. I'm really hoping that I can end this week on a high and finish this by tomorrow, although I am only about 25 pages in, so don't know how that's gonna go. It's a really interesting book about a person with basically kind of spirits living inside their body. I love the writing style so far. I think it's really interesting and beautiful and descriptive, and I really love the kind of different aspects of folklore that it kind of brings into it, which I'm enjoying sort of looking up and researching, which is why it's taking me so long. Good evening and welcome to the last day of the reading rush. I've been trying to finish Freshwater all day. I'm on page 146 of something like 220-ish. So I'm not that far from the end now, and I desperately want to finish it by the end of the day so that I can say that I read three books. I read 6 books, and I really want to finish it today so that I can say that I read 6 books in 1 week and I finished all the prompts, because that would be amazing and I'd be really proud of myself, and it would also prove to me that if I actually get off my ass and control myself sometimes, I can read a lot. Who knew? I'm really enjoying this. It's, well, maybe enjoying isn't the right word. It's an amazing book. Like, the writing is so interesting and vivid. There's not really a good way to describe this book. I've just tried. It's really hard, and I think the best way to describe it is just by saying that this girl has spirits living in her, and they narrate the book as a kind of as a group, as a collective. It is one that I'm having to take a bit of time over because it's so kind of intricate and there's a lot going on, but it's really worth it. I'm enjoying it very much. Now let's finish it. It's 20 to 11 on Sunday and I finished Freshwater. I did it. I completed all the prompts. I did all the reading challenges. I read 6 books in a week. I'm kind of shocked, to be be honest. But we did it. We're here. I'm so tired. Good afternoon and welcome to the final Reading Rush update. We're done. It's Monday afternoon. I finished Freshwater last night, which means that I completed all of the prompts and I read all of the books that I wanted to. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very happy because I read lots of really, really good books this week and I'm very happy with all of them. So I suppose now I need to tell you what I thought about Freshwater, because I was really tired last night, so I didn't really say anything properly. This is an amazing book. I feel like that's all I can really say. It deals with mental illness and intrusive thoughts, what it's like to feel like you're battling against your own mind. It deals with identity and figuring out who you are, and all the facets of who you are and coming to terms with that. It even, it deals with colonialism and so many other things. Gender. It deals with gender and sexuality and abuse and so many things. It's written in such a unique way. I have never read anything quite like this before. The only reason I gave it 4 stars instead of 5 is just because I feel like for a 5-star read I need to really feel emotionally attached to it, and I didn't with this one, so much as I have done with others. It didn't really really get to me, but I think that it's definitely one that will grow on me with time as I think about it more, as I discuss it with people. One of my favourite things about this is how many different ways there are that you can read it. I really think that anyone who reads this will have a totally different interpretation of what it means, because this is narrated by essentially spirits who inhabit the protagonist's mind, who are a collective and individuals, and also very unreliable narrators. Things are always changing and the narrative is always being reframed and refocused, and that really impacts how you see everything that happens in this book. It is in some places really simple, and a really simple coming of age story, and a story about growing up, and a story about trauma, but in other places it's about really complex spirituality and folklore. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say about this, really. It's just that it's amazing, and it's definitely one that I can revisit and look at again and again and find more from, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I would recommend this very much. So it's been a pretty great week of reading. I've read 2 5-star books, 3 4-star books and 1 3-star book, and I'm really happy with everything that I read. I think my favourite was probably Blue Horses, just because it felt like the poetry in here was written specifically for me, just because it fit in my mind so well, and I think I read this in the perfect time and place, and I'm so happy that it's now in my life. I'm so happy that I now get to go and explore all of Mary Oliver's poetry. This has been a good one, and I hope that there are more videos and more excellent books out there for me to read and share with the world. So I think all that's left to say really is thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with all this. I really hope it wasn't too long. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Let's see what happens.